Welcome back to another episode of Up the Score Show. In today's episode, we're going to be ranking the biggest surprises of the 2025 NBA season. Welcome back to episode 197, where we're going to be talking about the biggest surprises of the NBA season. But before we do that, we're going to be talking about one of the most unfortunate things that happened this season with Victor Wembanyama. He got a blood clot in his right shoulder, and he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So, with Wemby out for the year, something that we said we're going to be doing as a new segment all the time over here is award races. And the first award that we got to talk about is Defensive Player of the Year. This is something that Wimpy had bagged. And before we do the award race, what do you think about the Spurs and their future now, Larry, with Wembanyama being out for the season?
I think they're fine. They're going to bounce back in the regular season. And they're honestly could have been a playoff team with Wemby still available. So now this kind of puts them at a lottery situation, which could give them a pretty nice first round pick during this competitive draft. So I think it's actually a positive in a sense, just because without Wemby, guys probably going to get like a lottery pick, and I can improve the roster even more, and they'll be right back next season to bounce back from this loss. So it might be a playoff team, like solidified playoff team next season. So it's kind of just a waiting game, and unfortunate for the Spurs fan because now they only get to watch De'Aaron Fox. But other than that, they get to bounce back next season and possibly with a lottery pick on their roster as well. So things actually get worse.
Wemby stayed healthy long enough to make them like want to get a star player though. Like the fact that they got De'Aaron Fox and then Wemby is hurt is kind of unfortunate that they're not going to play with each other that much. But it's
Yeah.
also like lucky,
Bless- Yeah.
that like Wemby like attracted him to play over there, But hopefully they could play together more next season. And Wemby might, or if he keeps it up and like stays healthy, he's gonna be like the best stretch five of all time. So like he ain't
Yeah.
gonna be too hard to acclimate onto the team.
Mm, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. Y'all, let's get this going. Defensive Player of the Year, Leaf. You say you got a solidified top three. You can give me the three names.
I can. Triple J, Evan Mobley, Amon Thompson.
Ooh, that's like the solidified top three. Larry, who would you have number one for a defensive player of the year?
I'm gonna go Jaren Jackson Jr. number one, Mobley at two, and three. I'm gonna give to Dyson Daniels. I like Men better. Of course I'm a Houston fan, but I think all season long, Dyson Daniel has the starting minutes and he also has the defensive highlights just all year long. And Men kind of just got here a couple months ago, so I think
Yeah,
Dyson's my third.
yeah. Man, I almost want to give Dyson number one, but like the Atlanta Hawks have the 15th best defense. But
Right.
Dyson, what he's been doing all year, he's breaking records. Like with
I
the
think he's
steals.
top five for sure. He's
Yeah,
solidified top five for sure. I think, and I go as far as saying he's gonna finish with first team all defense because they don't do it by position anymore. And I already know they don't do it by position anymore because they wanted to keep giving Wemby first team all defensive selections for the rest of his career. But the 65 game incentive is gonna come back to bite him because of the injury. But yeah, he's gonna be top five. He's gonna be first team all defense. Another player I think is gonna be first team all defense. Maybe not this year, but next year. I won't be surprised if Stephon Castle is a first team all defender one day.
Yeah, Stephon Castle is a nice defender. I remember thinking that he could be like Tony Allen esque with playmaking in the draft. So, dude, that UConn defense was crazy. Looking at how their players are transferring into the NBA. Number one for me, I wouldn't have Jaron Jackson. Like it just, I guess I
I,
thought
I
of
think
the
Jaron
movie.
Jackson Jr. is clearly better than the Depoy that everybody said he shouldn't have won years ago, bro. I think
Yeah.
he is clearly
He
better,
has,
bro. Like
yeah, he has gotten better. He has. So we're gonna put Jaron Jackson as our defensive player of the year right now. He's number one.
definitely.
Who's number two?
We all agree with Evan Mobley at two.
I
Uh,
was, yeah, I was debating with him at number one. That Cavaliers defense has been a problem. Um, at number three, I think I want to put Dyson.
I'm gonna put Amen Thompson just off the strength that the Houston Rockets got out to the start that they got out on, and I think most of the top defensive players. I think Wemby is the only exception to like I guess the top defensive players in the league rule where we already know what Wemby is. I think Wemby is the only exception to that. I think Dyson Daniels is a great defender, but I think the great defensive year that he's having is not really orchestrating what Atlanta's record that in their Atlanta ranking in defense as of much. I think Amen Thompson and obviously a part of the Terror Twins. That defense, bro, is top five and probably ain't five. Listen. I mean, we didn't even get to OKC yet, bro. Like, I mean, but at the same time, I think OKC has a better team defense. But in terms of defenders, we recognize Amen Thompson probably before we recognize anybody else in OKC, and we recognize probably maybe a little bit before Dyson Daniels. But I will put Dyson Daniels in the top five.
I agree with you, but we're talking about defensive player of the year, not defensive player ranking. And Amen was on the bench to begin the year. Dylan Brooks showed me that the Houston Rockets, a lot of it is Ime Udoka also. And the Terra Twins, like you mentioned, Fred Van Vliet is a dog defensively. Jabari Smith, when he healthy, a dog defensively. Like that Houston Rockets team. And Dyson Daniels and Amen Thompson's production is similar, while Dyson has the has like this little bit better production and the worst talent around him. You know, he got Trey Young on defense next to him. He got Jalen Johnson, who's always hurt, and Zachary Richardson, who's a rookie, Clint Capella, who's burnt toast, and he's breaking records. You know, like I really was thinking about him at number one, but like the Atlanta Hawks defense is middle of the pack. Like,
There was no way I was putting him over Evan Mobley and Triple J. But I
yeah,
mean,
no, no.
I understand your argument for him. I mean, I just gotta understand. I just have of the understanding that most of the top defensive players they get denied mainly because of like how they affect the game and affect defensive rating and they affect the big time players. Not saying Dyson Daniels hasn't done that, but if you're saying Amon Thompson and Dyson Daniels has been sort of similar,
Yeah,
and Houston got light years a better record than Atlanta, then I have to give it to Amon Thompson just off the
but
strength of that.
that's the team defense. I know. I think Dyson Daniels leads the league in deflections by a crazy amount. He leads the league in deflections by a crazy amount. He's breaking steal records. He's the whole back line of the Atlanta Hawks defense with Trey Young. Amen is the back line of a defense with Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks, and Jabari Smith with a defensive minded head coach. You know,
Yeah, I agree
less
with
less production. But Amen has the higher ceiling. Like Amen's gonna be crazy one day. Like I was thinking today, in a redraft, one day we're gonna say that one day there's a possibility that we're gonna think Amen should have went before Wemby because the biggest worry with Wemby was health. And if Wemby isn't healthy, and Amen is like the most gifted athlete of all time, you know what I mean? Wemby's hurt, and you got one of the most gifted athletes of all time in Houston. Like that's something that could happen. Amen is special, but
I mean, well, one of the most gifted athletes of all time.
yeah,
That might be a bit of a stretch. there's a ton of athletes in the history of this league that come on. I think that might be a bit of a stretch.
Well,
Maybe the biggest athlete in terms of that league that he came out of, and definitely for sure him and his brother. Definitely for sure. The biggest athlete in terms of maybe the guard position, and they don't really play him at the one. They play him kind of like, I guess, all over the place. They could put him anywhere. Definitely in terms of that, and in terms of the aspect of that. But of all time, I don't know about that. But as far as Wimby goes, I mean, listen. In terms of prospects, we all agree Wimby is, if Wimby is in a, if Wimby, LeBron, and Shaq, and so many all time greats is all the same age and they're a year before the draft, everybody is taking Wimby first. Well, majority of people are taking Wimby first. So I mean, I don't know, man. Like I can't. It's nothing that I could really say about this. But as far as three, I'm gonna pick Amon Thompson just off the strength. I got Dyson Daniels maybe four because I can't think of nobody better since now that I'm looking more and more at his at a lot of his stuff and a lot of his catalog this year defensively, and looking at the advanced stuff, because he's definitely been doing numbers on defense, and I can give him that nod for that. But I gotta put Amon Thompson before him just this time.
yeah. Who would you have at
Just
number
this
3, Larry?
In number three, I'm still going with Dyson Daniels. I think he's been more consistent throughout the season. Like, no fault to Amen. He's been on the bench just because of the coaching and things of that nature, which makes sense. But he also had a lot of help with Fred VanVleet on the floor. Tyree Easton was like his partner off the bench, so he had a lot of help with that. When you go to Atlanta, Clint Capela's on the last of his years, and he has to kind of guard up for Trae Young. Basically, he has to cover Trae Young's weakness on offense more so than he has to do in Houston for Amen Thompson. So I think just that alone, just him having more responsibility defensively, and having more minutes and more time to kind of display his greatness. And also, he's leading the league in steals right now. And if the season ends right now, he's top 10 all time in steals per game for one season, right behind Michael Jordan. So I think that's also another thing you have to highlight in his defensive player of the year case. I think Dyson Daniels is third in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Brown breaking records, man. This is
So
yeah. He's on the Hawks. So who would you have fourth, Larry?
I think I'm going to Amen Thompson for this one. I think you have an argument with Bam, things of that nature, but I think Evan Thompson has been known as a defensive star throughout the entire season, even though he has less minutes than Jaren Jackson, Evan Mobley, and Dyson Daniels. Anytime he has been on the floor, he's been very effective, and he kind of earned his starting spot in Houston with all of his defensive efforts. So I think you have to put Evan Thompson at number 4, in my opinion.
And Leaf would be here to agree with you. So we're gonna put Amen at 4. Amen for Amen. Okay.
Thank for Amen.
So we somehow got Dyson Daniels top three. Okay, all right. I ain't
Yeah.
mad at it. I mean, but yeah, I
Man.
guess it's somewhat interchangeable. But I mean, you could go either or. But I mean, I'm not mad at Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels is having a hell of a year. I said years ago when they drafted him, bro, like when he was on the Pelicans, everybody was looking at Herb Jones or whatchamacallit. I was like, Dyson Daniels is going to be he's going to have a crazy defensive year someday. And this is that day. So I mean, I seen Dyson Daniels' defensive prowess. Him and Zachary, bro. Like Zachary is pretty okay too, but I don't think he on Dyson Daniels level. So
I agree. I remember Eli used to talk to me about Dyson Daniels all the time, and like seeing it now, and I'm the one who's high on him. Like, yeah, Dyson Daniels has been someone who everyone's had their eye on him. I think he is top 5, top 3 this year for most improved and defensive player of the year. Like he's been crazily improved this year.
very, very improved. And I think the time that he was supposed to get in New Orleans, he's finally getting that in Atlanta. And I think we're gonna have to see what they do with Trey Young because they get pretty much dumped out and gave up all the pieces. Jalen Johnson's out for the year, and then I don't know what that means for Trey Young because they pretty much broke up the team
No,
that
no,
year.
I disagree a lot actually with that. Look, if look starting like their starting five right now, they have Trey Young, Dyson, Zachary Richardson, Jalen Johnson, and Eka Konwu. They also have a lot of money expiring this season. They have Larry Nance Jr. on 11 million expiring, Karis LeVert trade that's 16 million expiring, and they have Clint Capella on 22 million dollars expiring. That's 50 million dollars this offseason to play around with. I think they're gonna fill out that roster, that depth. I think to be a competitive team next season. So I don't think I don't think Trae Young's going anywhere anytime soon. I think they this is kind of like the Sixers last season when they had all these expiring contracts, only had Maxi and Joel Embiid on the roster on the salary. So I think they're kind of just having these five guys on the salary, especially with the pickup in Terrence Mann. They're kind of filling out the rest of their roster and the depth and the bench, and they'll be a playoff team next season.
Yeah, I talked about it today before we recorded the episode. I think Trey Young stays on the Hawks.
Yeah.
They have the super wings that all are primarily defenders around them,
Mhm.
and they need to get him a co-star that's a center. Maybe Miles Turner is somebody who they could look at in free agency. I don't.
Or you can get like a very nice rotation, sort of like the Mavericks, what they have Derek Lively and Gafford. Kind of similar thing with Onyeka Okongwu with somebody else. It's also another option.
Miles Turner.
Mustard, yeah, that's definitely a good option. I'm just not sure if he leaves the Indiana Pacers. Maybe he does. We'll see.
I think it's possible, but at the same
It's definitely
time,
possible, yeah.
I want like either a Miles Turner. I think any type of center could fit next to Trey Young. He produces like 25 assist opportunities a game, you know. So like I think any type of center could fit next to him. He can throw lobs, he can pass outside. He's one of the best passers of all time. They
Well,
need
I think any center, but I think the center that they're looking for is more along the lines of like like similar to a Nick Claxton type of guy. I think we was definitely getting inquiries from Atlanta about that, but they didn't have enough to make the deal work. So I mean, everything that they gave to the Clippers, and they gave away DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs. They gave away Bogey to the Clippers, and I mean, like to me, it just seems like a lot of the familiar faces that whatchamacallit, that excuse me, Trey Young had on his team in the prior years is gone. And I just don't know if that front office is all in on keeping him there, but because like, and then you look at if Luca got traded, bro, like what does this mean for him
Man,
and
I
John
ain't
Morant?
trying to hear that, bro. Look, check me out. The reason why the Atlanta Hawks are not trading Trey Young, when they were looking for DeJounte Murray to pair with Trey Young, they were looking for a defensive orientated guard who could play backup point guard. Now they got that in Dyson Daniels instead. So they're where they wanted to be around the time they got DeJounte Murray because they got Dyson Daniels. And then they don't have any other play initiator. They don't have players that play with the ball in their hand. That means that they want Trey Young to be that guy. Because if not, they would have got someone else. They don't have a first round pick this year. They have a lot of cap space. The Atlanta Hawks got defense and guys who can't dribble the ball on their team. They're building around Trey Young. That's what they're doing. It's just the only thing is Trey Young satisfied with it? I think it's more similar to SGA before Chet and J Dub, to where Shea trusted the franchise while they were losing. But it's not to the same degree. Shea was on like the 13th seed. Trey Young is on like the 8th seed. You know what I mean? Like they're middle of the pack, and he's trusting them. Thing about it also is that Atlanta Hawks aren't this franchise of high name. They're satisfied with making the playoffs. So some teams are cool with that. Trey Young might be the greatest Atlanta Hawk ever. Think about it. Might be.
It's a pecking order. It's a pecking order for
But
that.
like, you know what I mean? It's a debate. if he's the greatest Atlanta Hawk ever.
No, it's not a conversation. He has. That's not a conversation. He has.
And Dominique Wilkins, has he won a ring?
Well, you got.
Has he won a
Dominic.
ring?
No, Dominique
So
Wilkins
all
hasn't
Trey
won.
Young needs is years. All they have
I,
to do is not trade Trey Young, and he's their greatest
all,
player.
all I'm gonna say is this: in the case of Dominique Wilkins, we got to remember that he finished his career 7th all time in scoring. So I need people to relax about
Trey Young can
Trey
do that
Young.
with assists.
It's possible. It's possible, and I think he's already done it. I think the list was Doc Rivers at number one on an all time assist. The only championship they had was in St. Louis when they had Bob Pettit back in the 50s. So I
So
mean,
imagine how
go
happy they are
figure.
with the conference finals Trey Young took them to. Like they're satisfied.
Yeah, but
Now,
but that was 4 years ago, and the years are going
exactly,
on.
exactly.
Well, here's the thing. It's not too much about what Trey Young has done. I think it's more about how the CBA works. The CBA, bruh, like even though
Exactly,
wait
Lee.
wait 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 wait, I'm gonna make my point. The CBA, I think that owners are more focused about these super maxes for the players that's gonna get the super max, the super duper max, I guess if you want to say. They're more concerned with that, and they're more concerned with saving money and how they're gonna save money and how they're gonna spread and how they're gonna not have themselves in a loophole with one supermax guy. So one supermax guy could hurt a lot of teams in this league. One super duper max guy can help a lot of teams in this league. You've seen the Celtics put two guys on 300 mil extensions, and then the owner immediately put the team up for a sale. So the reality of it is that this CBA, it doesn't, like, for teams like Atlanta, for teams like those type of teams, for a team like Atlanta, it's not really like set in stone, like that Trey Young is gonna be here for the next 5 to 6 years. It's really not. I mean, I
I
want
think
to
they
say that
should
it
keep
is.
him though. The only way they
I
don't is
think
if he
that they
were to the
should too, but
South.
I don't think that I think that money is going to get in the way, and the contracts that they're already dumping, that they have already dumped, and the players that they have already let go that was with Trey Young on that team that went to that conference finals. It just speaks to me. It just reads Trey Young days is numbered. I could be wrong, but I hope I'm not.
Trey Young is the new Damian Lillard. He's gonna be the guy
I hope not.
who y'all
I
keep
hope not.
asking to get traded, and
I
it's
hope
so
not.
obvious that his team is planning to keep him. Like it is so obvious that Atlanta Hawks are planning to keep Trey Young. They have no other ball handlers, and they
I
have
don't think it's that
tall
obvious.
wing
I
defenders.
think they're trying to go another way, bro. I don't know if it's that
With
obvious, man,
with
but
what Zachary
they've already
Ricochet
gave
is the
away
shit Trey Young.
players that he was successful with, that he was supposed to grow with, that was on his same trajectory.
Because of
Like,
their defense.
I don't know if it was because of their defense. I think it was
DeAndre
because
Hunter is because of his defense. Like
I
they
think
were
they weren't going anywhere with or without these players. I think they trying to do it
exactly.
over. I,
No, they're trying to do it over with Trey Young and get defense around him. That's what they're doing. Dyson Daniels and Zachary Ricochet is
all right,
defense.
listen.
Zachary Ricochet and Dyson Daniels are a better defensive duo than
I don't think
DeJounte
Trey
and
Young.
DeAndre Hunter.
I don't think Trey Young is getting any better. I just don't. I think his game is his game, and
Yes,
the
I think
20.
his game is his game too.
I
Yes.
think 20. I think the 22-11 that you see this year basically is like, okay, all right, yo, he can still he can still pass the ball, he can still get assists, he can still get points, he can still get 20 something plus or whatever. But
Step up in the
it's
big moments.
yeah, but I think as a number one, I think that is going to decline as the years go on and on and on. And I think that the front office is aware of that, and they aware of, like, yo, is this guy really worth number one money for us
He's
to
not
be
getting
a
number
mid
one
team?
money. He's struggling to make all-star games because y'all keep questioning everything he does. People in the NBA look at Tyler Hero like he's better than Trey Young. I disagree.
I don't. I don't.
I
I just
mean,
want. I
Tyler
just want
Hero
to put
made
that.
the NBA All-Star game over Trey Young.
I mean, listen, I just want to put that out there. I think Trey Young, as far as numbers and high volume, him, Lamelo Ball, and we in a high volume era, and we in a high volume league in terms of what can your numbers do in terms of them All Star nods. I agree, but in terms of him, in terms of the team, in terms of going forward, I think that the Atlanta Hawks they could be trying to move off him just because of the people that they got rid of. But I hope I'm wrong. I just hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Man, I don't think
I think
so.
I think the Hawks are going for him. I think Trae Young can be that guy for them. We've seen it in the playoffs where he does, rise up, but he hasn't really had the help he needed to really go over the next level. Kind of like with OKC with Shea, he has Jalen Williams and Chet now, kind of those options to kind of help him boost his chances. Right now we kind of see that with the Hawks with Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson. I'm not sure if they can be that talent for him, but to bring in some more depth, maybe another big piece that could be the move to push him forward. And before Trey Young, honestly, the Hawks really just had, I think, Paul Millsap. That was kind of their guy. So I think having Trey Young now, you kind of need to maximize on his play at the moment and his prime to kind of push your chances instead of just waiting around and moving him and kind of restarting over again from scratch. And then lastly, I think just with this offseason, again, with the 50 million expiring, I think to be able to fill that depth that they really need and make it be a really competitive team next season as well.
Yeah, I think this was like a gap year for
Yeah,
the Atlanta Hawks. So Jalen Johnson got hurt again. Hopefully next year he doesn't get hurt for a third year in a row. Then it would really cause concern. I think as long as Jalen Johnson is healthy, they're going to have at some point enough picks to trade for a star player. And I think Trey Young could convince somebody to come. Like, hey, Anthony Edwards, come to Georgia. You feel
I,
me?
I don't know about that.
But I mean, but I'm just saying, Trey Young, he could either get a number one option and you have a window, or a number two option and you have a two B's thing. You know what I mean?
I
Trey
think
Young,
yeah, I think the situation is probably gonna be similar to New York, kind of with Jalen Brunson and Karl
he-
Anthony Towns, kind of
that
that
would be
one
cool.
A, one B situation. So
Yeah,
hopefully they can find someone like that. And then back to DeAndre Hunter, like why he got traded. I think just he was playing. He was kind of this was like a peak season for him.
yeah,
I don't know if anyone or the Hawks general office thought that this was going to continue and be a consistent DeAndre Hunter that we're going to see in the future years. So they chose his best year to trade him. And in return, they're expiring his contract, which makes moves available in the offseason. And he got some draft capital out of it as well. So I think that was a perfect trade for him to kind of move off DeAndre Hunter while he's hot.
yeah, and he's an inverted player of what people think he is. The offensive player DeAndre Hunter is, people think that's what he is defensively. And defensively, what he is what people think he is offensively. Offensively, he's actually legit, like 40% 3 point shooter. On the defensive side of the ball, the Atlanta Hawks last year with DeJounte Murray, Onyeka Okongwu, and DeAndre Hunter were one of the worst defenses in the league. They looked in the mirror and said, "Yo, y'all can't be the defensive players everyone says y'all are, and we're one of the worst defensive teams." And we're getting Dyson Daniels. We're getting Zachary Ricochet. And now they're a top half defense just like that. They want defense around Trey Young. That's
Yeah,
just what it is.
I agree. Hey, I'll look at the free agency list this season. There's some big names, but they have player options. They're probably going to re-sign them. But one name that's interesting to me is Bobby Portis. He's expiring on 13 million with a player option this season. 13 million. The Hawks can pay more to Bobby Portis than Milwaukee can afford. So that might be a name that they kind of make that situation in Dallas with they have Gafford and Lively. That can be Onyeka Okongwu and Bobby Portis. So
Yeah,
that's
you
that's
see,
a name that brings defense to the table, fills in the depth, and makes a perfect center rotation for training the playoff.
you see any like rim running centers, like running dunk centers, any Daniel Gafford type of centers?
Um,
Like,
I think Onyeka Okongwu kind of plays that role.
yeah,
At
he
least
does.
that.
But like another one,
Yeah, I kind of like the variation having Bobby Portis and him. But another rim runner, I mean, Marvin Bagley. If you want to get him,
nah, nah, Onyeka better at that
yeah.
point.
Let me list some centers out. John Collins, That's the name.
Oh, but he was already on Atlanta. But
Yeah,
like John Collins, he fit. He was very good with Atlanta.
yeah. I'll list them out right now. John Collins, Brooke Lopez, Clint Capella, Miles Turner, Nas Reed, Stephen
Nas
A.
Reed is a nice fit.
Marvin Bagley, Portis, Chris Boucher. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Kevin Looney, if you want, from Kevin Looney,
Ooh, the Calhoun not bad at all, actually.
or Precious Achua. But yeah, that's pretty much it, though. That's all the names I can really look at.
I think they have to be willing to like overpay who they think is the best center fit next to Trey Young. They got to convince somebody to leave, like Miles Turner.
Yeah, that would be a good name, but they also are missing, a power forward next season.
Jalen
Backup
Johnson.
forward. No, but backup.
They got Jalen Johnson is about to turn into the second coming of Blake, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bro, that's what I kind of be saying.
Yeah, but I just think he has a lot more than Blake in terms of like his secondary ball handling ability and his ability to be the number two somewhat on that team and be somewhat of like the point forward on that team. Come on, like somewhat. I think he's gonna his abilities is gonna get better and better and better. But at the same time, I'm not 100% sold that this front office is all in on going forward with Trey Young. I hope I'm wrong. That's just what I'm saying. It's just
Yeah,
my opinion, bro. I hope I'm wrong.
I agree with you, but I think with the money I kind of explained just
Oh,
in the off season, I think they don't need to kind of trade players away to get players back or improve their team. They have more than enough money to really fill out that depth that they have. Because right now they have Terrence Mann, that's gonna be a shooting guard backup for Dyson Daniels, and they also have Georges Niang, who could kind of play backup for Jalen Johnson too. Now it's kind of just focusing on that small forward spot, who's gonna play in a similar role with Zachary Richardson, who's going to be the five guy off the bench, and then also a point guard for Trae Young when he's not playing, which I probably would aim for like a defensive point guard, in my opinion.
Yeah. Number 5. We should go get back to the defensive player of the year ladder. Who do you have, Leaf?
Okay.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo, who's on the top 10 defensive team with a bunch of backups and people missing in his lineup. You got Draymond Green, who is also leading a top 10 defense with a similar situation, honestly. Zubac, who is leading a top 3 defense. He has a defensive minded coach. He got some defensive players around him, but he also got James Harden in his lineup, and he be holding the paint down, boys. Now I love Zubac, big Zub.
I think Zubac's next for me. The Clippers team I expected, with Kawhi's injuries and James Harden being the only star talent on the team, I expect them to be a lottery team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Zubac's defensive increase from his previous years in the league, him kind of being able to lead that top three defense, him being an amazing shot blocker and paint contender. I think I have to give some respect to him just because of as far as his talent and defensive self brought this team to like a playoff seed instead of being a lottery team. So I think I have to give Zubac number 5 for me.
You know what?
Zubac number 5.
Yeah,
I might. Be
I'm going with Lou Dort. Hey, just real quick. Hey, is the number 1 curse in the NBA?
I saw you. No, Leaf. When I saw you post that, I told myself the answer immediately. The number 1 is usually worn by teams' best players, so it's just what you're seeing is a best player getting hurt. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. In high school, whenever somebody wears number 1, it's because like they the best player. Like it's the same in the NBA. Just the best player getting hurt with the number 1, bro.
Okay. Because I just wanted to, to me, it just seems to me, from looking at that post, I'm like, if you're the number 1 and you wear number 1, yeah, I don't know.
I saw that post and that was my first thought. I was like, this is the best player for number 1. And
number 5. I got Lou Dort at 5.
You know what? I was thinking about Zubac or OKC. Honestly,
I got to throw that 5. Somebody at all on OKC got to be top 5.
I
There's
put
no
J
way.
Dub. I put J Dub, but like
J Dub.
the Shea, Lou Dort, and J Dub are all defensive player of the year candidates. And the thing about the Thunder this year, I don't think they're
That's
gonna have
probably only
somebody.
because Caruso got hurt, bro. But like
And
J Dub, I feel you on J Dub. I understand it, but I mean that's probably because I haven't been watching OKC that closely. But Lou Dort probably should get number 5 before J Dub and whatchamacallit.
it's because Chet and Hartenstein hurt. Like I think those are the two best defenders on the
Chet is
Thunder.
playing right now. Well,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's gonna have
Chet been
another
hurt. Yeah,
game.
but
Like
Caruso, I
Chet,
don't know
yeah.
where Caruso is. I think Caruso's hurt.
I think this is Chet award if he wasn't hurt because Wemby got hurt. I think Chet would have won. The Thunder when he was playing. You remember the conversations we were having about the Thunder defense, Leaf?
I do, but Chet got hurt in like game 9 or 10. The conversations that we had about their defense as a whole was probably game 20.
Exactly. So they would have been even better. Because J Dub started playing center. That's kind of why I put him here. Because when Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein be out, they put J Dub as center. And they hope Lou Dort, him and Shea, I think are all top 15. But like, you know what I mean? They're like in the 6 to 15 range. They not like, you know what I mean? But like J Dub, I might just want to put OKC at 5 for real. OKC at 5 and Zubac at 6. Like
OKC as a team at 5.
Yes, OKC
Facts.
at 5.
Facts.
Zubac at 6, man.
Facts. Yeah. Oh, OKC as a unit at 5. Can a whole unit win a D-Port? Hey, listen, I'm here for it.
No, they whole unit is tough. Is there any names I'm missing? Because the names that would the other names that would have been in the top 10 to me was the OKC boys. That's why I just put one of them.
Yeah, that's cool with me. We put one of them, but Rudy, who else?
You think Rudy Gobert has a conversation above any of these guys?
No,
Not-
but I think
not
Rudy is in the top 10. You said
Yeah.
top 10, so like Rudy is in the top 10. Rudy, let's see, who this year right now? Rudy, can we throw Bam and Draymond in there?
Yeah.
Bam and Draymond, shit, I guess SGA and Jada. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I'm tempted to throw somebody on one of these under the belt 500 teams in there. I'll probably be biased and throw Claxton in there, but I mean, just to round out the top 10. But I mean, I don't know. Sure.
Yeah. Man, we could honestly finish doing this list. We at number 6. That's far enough, man. Because these other boys, I think Draymond has the best.
Draymond, Giannis, Bam, and Draymond, Giannis, Bam.
I got Draymond next.
Yeah,
I had Lou Dort next, but you already put J Dub up in there.
That's okay.
Draymond. Yeah, Draymond.
Draymond really at like 9 when you think about it, because like after J Dub is Lou Dort, then it's Shea, and then
Giannis.
I don't know. I think I got Draymond over like Shea in my opinion, just because he's had a lot of responsibilities this season. The bigs they have are not that good of bigs. He's kind of had to play the power forward ends of the whole entire front court defensive role, in my opinion. It kept this team afloat. This is not the top 6 seed we're expecting this season, but they are playing spot in a very hard Western Conference, and we're kind of seeing how he can really hold it down for the entire season at the defensive end. I think I got to show some more respect to him. We know OKC to have their entire starting 5 is defensive, if we're being completely honest. So I think there's just more responsibility on Draymond. I got to give more respect to him.
Yeah, I agree. It's just that OKC their center rotation has been so depleted that I think Shea and them boys is still outshining what I even thought they was as defenders, and they solid. They solid. Like
I
they all top 10. I agree with you that Draymond above Shea. Literally, I do agree. I think Shea's the only one though that he's above. I think J Dub and Lou Dort are above Draymond in a DPOY race. Shea is behind him though.
with your center rotation argument, I feel like Isaiah Hartenstein himself is better than Gui Santos and Trace Jackson.
I
So
agree, but Hartenstein ain't come into like game 30, 35,
okay.
And then Shaq got hurt like we said, game 10, like
Okay.
but now that's what I was saying. The thing about it, Hartenstein and Chet, I think are the two best defenders on that team. I think those are the guys next year when OKC's here again are going to be in the DPOY race. I think like Chet could win next year.
Okay. That's fair. I would also argue a little bit with just the backcourt in Warriors compared to the backcourt in OKC. It's definitely weaker. with Steph Curry being there, Pods and Buddy Hield kind of playing split 48 minutes, and then you have Andrew Wiggins who's been pretty solid. But I mean, backcourt wise, with Buddy Hield playing a good amount of those shooting guard minutes and Curry playing a good amount of those point guard minutes, having Shea and Lou Dort as your backcourt, that has a lot of resistance on the floor as compared to just Steph Curry and Buddy Hield most of the time. So good argument.
Let's get some shorts out of this and then talk about who we think are the biggest surprises. Larry, can you rank me your top 5 players for Defensive Player of the Year?
I got Zubac at 5, Amen Thompson at 4, Dyson Daniels at 3, Evan Mobley 2, and Jaren Jackson Jr. at number 1.
All right. Leaf, can you rank me the top 5 players for Defensive Player of the Year?
At 5, I got Lou Dort. At 4, I got Dyson Daniels. At 3, I got Amen Thompson. At 2, I got Mobley, and I got 1 Triple J.
All right, Larry, you could ask me.
Who's your top 5 defensive player of the year? Who's your top 5 defensive player of the year?
Number 5, I have Amen Thompson. Number 4, I have J Dub. Number 3, I got Dyson Daniels. Number 2, Evan Mobley. Number 1, Jaren Jackson. I lied. Number 5, Amen Thompson. Number 4, J Dub. Number 3, Dyson Daniels. Number 2, Jaren Jackson. Number 1, Evan Mobley. Jaren Jackson fouled out too much.
Yeah. Not that
but he does have less defensive talent because like Mobley got those small guards next to him, and like he do got Jared Allen right there though. So like, it's really it's pick your poison with them too.
I think the Memphis Grizzlies have more help on the defensive end because they have Desmond Bane, Jalen Wells, they got J.G. Jackson and Vince off the bench, and to top it off, you have Zach Edey, who's been pretty solid on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, but they're the same, honestly. Like that's
a better defender than Darius Garland too.
Who?
I think John Morant's a better defender than Garland too.
Yeah, but like listen to the conversations we have, and I think Jared Allen is a more valuable defender than all of those guys.
Yeah.
So it's like Evan Mobley got that. So like they ain't the same boat. The team ain't the real argument with them. It's just for me, Jaren Jackson plays a little less minutes and fouls more. So I got Mobley. More switchable also better rebounder on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Finishes the possessions that he plays. It literally just nitpicking. Number 1 for a reason. Next segment we are ranking the most surprising teams on the tier list. We're gonna rank the top 10. Larry, should we go? Nah, we gonna start from number 1. Who been your biggest surprise of the year this year?
I'd probably go Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
I think that just a trade with Luka Doncic leaving Get Anthony Davis going for it right now, this second, not waiting for the future. I think that had to be the biggest move, and that just move kind of carries the whole season as far as the most surprising team.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So could we put the Mavericks and the Lakers together at number one?
I think the Mavericks are the more surprising. I don't think.
Yeah, but it's the trade, you know? Like AD,
Yeah, I just I don't know. I got put. I don't think Lakers are top three for me.
but they
I
got
think,
Luka. That's not a you just that's a surprise. Like it's the
I think it's more so in just the Mavericks trading away Luca than it is Lakers receiving Luca.
Lakers getting Luka is the biggest surprise, bro.
I think it's the Mavericks trading him. I think that's a bigger story.
It's the trade, and both teams are in the trade.
But normally talks about the Lakers and having Luka.
Are we really surprised at the Lakers and the Warriors? Like, are we really surprised at that? When I'm thinking of surprises, I'm thinking of teams that was like, I'm thinking of Detroit. I'm thinking of like, like something like that. I'm thinking of Detroit. I'm thinking of what's another team? I'm thinking of
Rockets.
no, I'm not even thinking of Rockets. I'm thinking of even though I would put the Rockets somewhere in there, but I'm thinking of teams I didn't have. I'm thinking of Indiana being in top four. I'm thinking of that.
My biggest surprises honestly was the Pistons and the Rockets. But like what Larry is saying, he's objectively right. The Luka trade was the biggest surprise of the season. Like the Mavericks surprised us the most. They just made the finals and traded their star player, who's averaging a 30-point triple double.
Yeah, but I think it's Mavericks. But I think the story of trading him away is bigger than the Lakers receiving Luka Doncic, in my opinion.
I
I know it's a little confusing, but that's just how I see it.
I think it's the same story. That's just what it is, you know. Like
I think I got Philly over the Lakers.
Leaf, what's your biggest surprise of the year?
My biggest surprise of the year.
Yeah.
Damn. No, now of the year. Okay.
No, your biggest surprise of the season. Like what team surprised you the most this season? Don't think of anything Larry said. It's about you. What has surprised you the most?
Detroit.
Me too.
I'm like they have to. I mean, like they on a what 7 to 8 game win streak right now, and I didn't have them over 500 at all. Let me just make that clear. I had them playing strong playing team, maybe like 8 or 9, but what they have been able to do and put around Cade, got a new coach. I think JB is a good coach to start with, and they put more spacing around Cade with some very good veteran shooters. Malik Beasley has been on like 3 different teams in the last 3 years. He's still shooting 40+%. Toby is even though he's stealing money, he's okay. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been better than what he was, I guess. He's been improved a little bit. I mean, but and Cade has been amazing. Cade has been absolutely amazing, man. So I mean, I gotta go with Detroit.
I think Detroit's definitely a surprise, but they're better than 8 teams right now. I kind of expected them to be better than 4 teams. So just and then a lot of these Sixers, them being better than Sixers, that's because of injuries. Them being better than the Magic right now, probably another because of injuries. Paulo was hurt for a majority of the season, so I think there's a little luck played in that role as well in that aspect. But definitely a surprising team. I'm not putting them over Philly in my opinion. I can't do it over Philly.
I think Philly is a disappointment. You know, you're surprised because of how much of a disappointment they were.
I think that counts. You just it's a surprise because it's a disappointment. It's still a surprise.
It does. It does.
I can't. All right, Philly is number 2 for me. I can't argue anything.
It does. Leaf, do you agree with him that like Philly is a surprise? Like, what you're saying is kind of true.
My bad. What you're saying is kind of true, but Yeah, I'm surprised that they're losing. Yes.
Like, that's the thing about it.
Yes.
Like, I'm surprised that they're losing. Like,
I'm
yeah, I
surprised
ain't
that
gonna
they
lie.
this. I'm surprised that they this far in the dump. They this far in the dump. It's crazy to me. So I mean, but I think we already put them on last week's list. So I was under the impression that we was leaving them off. So I mean,
Yeah,
but
me
since
too. But like,
they up here, I guess yeah, you can put them as a surprise.
yeah, bruh. But like at the same time, that means the Pelicans are surprised too.
No, no,
You think the
I wouldn't say the
76ers,
Pelicans. No.
you think the 76ers a bigger surprise than the Clippers, Leaf? I mean, Larry?
The Clippers. What are
Uh,
they? What are the Clippers? Top six in the West.
I think it's similar to the Pistons. I expect them to
The
be.
Clippers. I expected them to be middle of the pack. I didn't expect them to completely die.
I expect them
Um,
to be three. I expect like 11
I
seed.
expected them to be at like 7 or 8, but I didn't expect the Clippers to die.
I think it's Philly, man. I think Philly was top three in the East. If we're really thinking about it, if they're healthy, top three in the East. Probably better than the Cavs. Honestly, I probably put them at 2, in my opinion. Beginning of the season, they had a big three, a legitimate big three, and now they're a lottery team. I think with Cooper Flag and the Cooper Flag race, I gotta go Philly next.
It is a big surprise, but the next candidates are okay. So we got Philly as a candidate, we got Houston as a candidate, we got the Clippers as a candidate, and what else? The Cavaliers as a candidate, the the Clippers,
The Warriors count. Golden
but the
State Warriors.
Warriors are what is surprising about them?
It could be Jimmy Butler. Could
Nah,
be a surprise.
I think all these other teams have bigger surprises. The 76ers, they were looked at as the top 3 seed, and they're looked at like to have a top 3 pick. You know, that is a surprise.
I agree, but I
And,
think after those four, I'd probably pick Warriors if I had to pick them. That's all.
I don't know. Amen. What he's doing with the Rockets has been a surprise. The Clippers, what they've been doing without Kawhi. We remember we were saying that it's not a play-in team. I think I got the Clippers next. I think the Clippers is next. We didn't have them as a play-in team.
Look, I think Cavs, Clippers, Rockets, Sixers are all more surprises than the Warriors. But I would probably put Warriors at 5. And that order you have it right now, like I would probably have Warriors at the 5. I'm saying that's all.
Who would you have next? Because I have the Clippers next.
Philly, Philly should be up there number 1 or number 2 spot.
Who do you have next, Leaf?
Who do I have next? After what? Detroit. I have in terms of surprise.
Philly.
All right. Since we're doing the whole season, did anybody think that the Cleveland Cavaliers was going to have the best record this year?
No, I didn't, but I still think Philadelphia's biggest surprise. I thought Cavs were going to be top 4 minimum with Bucks, Philly.
You know what? I'm gonna put Philly as the biggest surprise because I don't even know what parameter we going off of. So, and they up here on the list, so I'm putting Philly up there.
No, they were a surprise for sure. But
Yes,
number four, I got the Clippers. Clippers, we did not have them going in the play-in. This is a team I think is going to comfortably.
Wait, you had them in the shitter, like out of the play-in?
Yeah, I did.
Like, and they on point without Kawhi, you know, without him.
I agree, but the Philadelphia being top 2 seed to Cooper Flag race, I gotta put him at.
No, yeah. We agreed on that. I'm cool with it. I was gonna have them honestly like next. I'm cool with it.
LA Clippers are next for me, in my opinion. The Clippers are next. If you ask me.
Okay, so after the Clippers, who we got?
I'll probably go Houston. I think just because I thought they were going to be like an AC. I think this is going to be the first year they make the playoffs. But I expect them to be a 2nd seed for the majority of the season.
Wait, who we talking about?
Rockets.
Houston.
Okay, yeah, we throw the Rockets up there. I mean, the Rockets is going for the Cavs. Hell, put everybody for the Cavs. Yeah, Rockets.
Yeah, the Rockets. I didn't. They had a chance of being this good, but not this good. You know what I mean? And they starting to fall down a little bit. They're becoming what I thought that they were. I think that they should eventually even to reach another level bench Jalen Green and start Dylan Brooks and really become even more defensive orientated.
I
Um,
think they need some offensive power because Emmett Thompson is great and all. Jabari Smith has been a little down on the offensive side of the ball this year. It kind of just leaves Alperen and Jalen Green to be the scoring options, especially on a team like that. We don't have the best scorers in the league. I think you need those two guys to start.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Number six. Who would you have next, Larry?
Uh, I think you can debate a little bit. I think you can kind of maybe
The
Pelicans could
Knicks
be
are not surprising to me, bro. Cat
not
is.
not Knicks. I think the Pelicans have the case with all the injuries they had this season, being in the 15th.
Man, the Pelicans
No, they
getting
don't.
hurt is not a
No,
surprise.
that's not a surprise.
Zion, you're surprised Zion was hurt.
Dejounte Murray got hurt, and the whole team got
You're
hurt.
surprised Dejounte Murray got hurt.
To me, it got to be the Cavs, bro.
And that way, hold
Uh,
on, let me argue with you. We also have the Timberwolves and the Suns. Is there any argument with those two? And yeah, I think that's it.
I have the cat. They are disappointing, but the fact that like I could have predicted KD being on the trade block and the Bradley Beal stuff not working out. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
fact that it's not happening is like the is burning. Is like it's it's exciting to see. Honestly, the bridge is just burning, and the house is just burning down. It's sad, but the sun is on fire. I'll tell you that much. But the Cavaliers, I did see a world where Kenny Atkinson comes and win Coach of the Year, but the fact that they did it with like a 20, did they have like a 20 game win streak? It felt like them boys have been snapping, boy. Like best record in the league. Like
Yeah.
if you had to tell me who got the best record in the league, I would have said the Celtics or the Thunder. You know, but it's the
I,
Cavs.
I,
It's a surprise, but not the biggest one.
especially because they had Darius Garland who had a down season last season. I think
Yeah,
it was like a second round exit.
I think it's a surprise in terms of like not just the Cavs having the best record this season, but the way that they're playing.
Yeah, that
Like
yeah.
they're like I'm looking at Jared Allen and Evan Mobley much different together now. They're starting to like really like fill out exactly how they should have been playing all along, which was like high-low action, a lot of ball movement. Evan Mobley is stepping away from the basket, shooting a little bit more. Jared Allen is getting a lot of stuff from the free throw line down. Um, Darius Garland has been the biggest X factor on that team, bar none. His ability to get in and out of the paint and create and get easy looks for a lot of guys. We know what Spider can bring. Their bench has been amazing from top to bottom. They got to be the best team this season. And no disrespect to OKC, man, but I mean, OKC we already knew the trajectory they was on coming from last year, and they finished number one. And then they didn't have Chet. I kind of threw a monkey wrench and everything. So Cleveland, I have to give Cleveland the edge because of it.
yeah, yeah.
Fair
Um,
enough.
next biggest surprise. I mean, the Bucks letting go of K-Mid is a surprise.
I'm out. Nah.
The Nuggets, how they been? The Nuggets like might be a 2 seed, y'all. Like remember when they let go of KCP, we was yapping about how they scared of to
I don't
spend
I don't
money.
think it's a surprise with anything that the Nuggets is doing. I think
Like
we seen them at 6 seed, 5th seed, 4th seed, 3rd seed. It don't matter what seed, bro. Nuggets and 6, Nuggets and 5, Nuggets and fries on me, ketchup and mustard, whatever you want. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But the Nuggets. Yeah, the Nuggets go to the back of the list. The same way as a lot of the other teams that have been doing stuff in the playoffs for a long time. So I don't really look at them. I like the next team. If I had to look at a team that's doing something and doing some things correctly or doing some things not correctly that I didn't think that I was gonna do, I have to go with Memphis. Memphis, from where they was, we knew they were going to be good, but we didn't know they was going to be top 2 good.
And
I had them top 5 minimum, just to be honest. But
I kind of
top 2,
expected some growth with Zach Edey being in the lineup. It's kind of that perfect fit for them. Kind of does what Steven Adams does, but better on the offensive side of the ball. Kind of expected a growth increase. I would argue Raptors for me, they kind of got IQ. Grady Dick has been better as well. They kind of have a complete starting five, and them to be below the Bulls and the Nets is a surprising disappointment in my opinion. So I probably go Raptors next. If I have to choose.
It's not crazy. Not a bad
now
pick at
that's
all.
not crazy. But I mean, if you was to say that Memphis was going to hold on to the 2 spot for this long, I would have called you crazy. I had them top 4, but
I mean, honestly, I think they're probably top three. To be honest, here, OKC. Only team I pretty much have over them is the Nuggets. Yeah, that's it. That's the only team I would pretty much pick over them is Nuggets, and maybe Mavs when Luka was still on the team. But that was top four at least, but top three comfortably. So I'm not a big surprise for me, honestly.
I think my next biggest surprise is the Miami Heat. Everything about them has been a surprise. Khalil Ware has came in, played well.
That's not a bad take. That's not
Tyler Hero has been an all-star this year. Like what the Tyler Hero? You know, like everything has been weird. Bam Adebayo's been playing bad, but like he usually do that in the regular season, kind of.
Yeah,
But
I expect Khalil Ware to kind of be this good, this fast, or be inserted into starting lineup, especially with Pat Riley's management style. So it's been pretty impressive to see Khalil Ware as a surprise. I don't know if I would say the entire Miami Heat as a whole. Getting rid of Jimmy Butler is surprising, but it's kind of been amped up for a while before it happened. And it's
yeah,
the surprise element kind of got taken away from us. Without a hero being this good as well is a little surprising. But I think I don't know. I think I'm still with the Raptors on this one.
yeah. And who did you say, Leaf? Leaf said the Grizzlies. That's the thing about the Grizzlies. I was so high on them that they're almost a disappointment for me, and they're like a top 2 seed. Like I was too high on them. What did I want them to do?
wait,
I wanted Jack. I remember I wanted Jack
hold
Eady
on,
to
hold on,
come in
hold
and
on.
be there with
Let's
Tim
let's
Duncan.
let's hold on. Let's reverse that. Okay, you said you was too high on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, all right. So define too high. Well, you said top 3. So for them to sit at 2 for at this point in the season, and the way that the Western Conference has kind of broken down in terms of like the usual faces, we don't see the Suns anywhere in from 1 to 10. We don't see the Warriors anywhere from 1 through 6. We still seeing the Lakers somehow, some way. And I'm looking at the rest of the schedule, and I'm looking at the rest of the standings. To me, for them to accomplish this with this young of a group, it's basically like they got they got the same team that they had when they was number 2 and they faced the Warriors that year, and then they just got younger and they like, all right, yeah, we back where we was before.
yeah. Literally, I mean, Dylan Brooks kind of has been replaced with Jalen Wells. John Morant's still there, and Stevie
Hmm.
Adams got replaced with Zach Edey, which I
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah. Steven Adams got replaced with Zach Edey.
Dylan Brooks, I
The
mean,
backup point guard got replaced with Scottie Pippen Jr.
the
You,
increase.
you
Who's
got
the
you
back?
got
Oh,
Tyus
Ty.
Jones.
Tyus Jones got replaced with Scottie Pippen Jr.
Morning.
Um,
Yeah.
it was just a whole bunch of things that like they replaced
It
just
got better.
with younger talent, and then they just got back to where they was before. They was top 2 team in the West.
Yeah.
Thing
They
about
peaked
it,
at a top 2 team in the West.
thing about it is like when I say it, I'm not being serious. Like that's what I said. Like, what did I want them to be? Did I want to see Michael Jordan play? It's the fact that John Morant is averaging like 19, and
In their top 2.
he's averaging the most mature 19 I've ever seen. It's the fact that Jaren Jackson is like his buckets are so weird and he fouls a lot. It's the fact that I wanted Zach Edey to come in and be Tim Duncan. It's the fact that Jalen Wells is came in and been a
He said he
great role
wanted Zach
player.
Edey to come in and beat Tim Duncan. I'm
Nah,
still,
real talk. Jalen West.
bro. All right, okay. We was all right. You was asking for a lot. Let me stop you there, bro. Like Jay Wells, I didn't have him being. If anything, we had GG Jackson being like the fifth best player on
Yeah,
this team.
yeah, literally.
Like, but seeing what he was doing last year with that bunch, they still holding on to Luke Kennard. You got other Santi Aldama is they 6 man, bro. Like you got him putting in work. Triple J is they leading scorer. He might if he was on the Houston Rockets, he'd be the best player on their team. So I mean,
He might
it's
be
a
the best
lot.
player on the Grizzlies, most valuable almost.
Well, if he gets another defensive player of the year, he's going to get max dollars for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. But at the same
So
time,
Yeah, I'm also impressed with John Morant's ability to kind of mature his game a little bit, not be as aggressive and injury
yeah,
prone. Kind of Jimmy Butler, how he kind of plays in the regular season and then amps it up in clutch moments or in the playoffs. I just saw the game yesterday. John Morant had a buzzer beater to take it to overtime, had another buzzer beater to win the game. So, when it comes to that clutch moments, that's the guy with the ball. He's good, he's gonna do what he does. But during the actual course of the game, he can kind of chill out, do some playmaking, and then score when he needs to score easy buckets. So I think
exactly.
the whole team has kind of matured. John Morant's maturity has kind of positively affected the entire team, and allows everyone else to get their buckets off.
Yeah. Next biggest surprise. Who would y'all have at 8? Since we all disagreed at 7. Like,
Wait. Now, I mean, who's 7 for us? Because
I
for me, I got Raptors and Suns in my 2.
have the Heat and who would mine? I think the Heat and Magic, man.
Okay, Leaf, what's yours?
Leaf, who are your 2 biggest surprises? Because the Magic have not made a move, and they got 2 star level players, man.
He says one of our team's names. They're next.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. All right.
Honestly, I'm trying to look.
I can't budge. I'm sorry, I just can't budge. I'm not
Like
surprised with the Heat.
the
Magic,
Raptors, dude.
I thought they had a really nice starting 5, and to see it below the Bulls and the Nets, I'm surprised. And the Sixers.
But more surprised than the Magic not making a singular move at the trade deadline while taking the Cleveland Cavaliers, who won the most games, to 7 games, and the only reason they lost is they couldn't make a jump shot, and they didn't even trade for a shooter.
I think they're kind of just trying to get Paolo back. I don't think they were in a position. They were in a position, but I don't think they were in a rush to make any moves. And they're kind of just kind of trying to insert Paolo back into the lineup. Because this is their first year of KCP. They didn't really get to see those 2 play together. I think they're still trying to weigh out their options. I mean, Goga Bitadej kind of took over the starting 5 role as well. There's just been some significant moves on that team. And without Paolo to really test it out, I don't think they were ready to make that move. They're more of an off-season retool, in my opinion.
Dennis Schroeder got traded 5 times this year. And when he was in Germany with the Franz brothers, they won a gold. And you don't have a point guard on the team. And you didn't.
Wait, who we talking about now?
We're talking about who's the so me. I picked Raptors and Suns as my next pick for the most surprising team. Mark picked the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. So who's the next guy? Because
I would go the Suns. The Suns. I guess you could go with the Suns this late in our list. I'm cool with that. Orlando. Oh man, damn! It's such a shame what happened to them. But for them to bite the injury bug this much, and I thought they was holding on as much as they could, but for them to be under 500 at this point, I didn't see it.
Wait, hold on. So Mars' argument is that they didn't make any trades this trade deadline to get more scoring on their team. My argument of Goga Bitadej kind of took over as their 5. KCP just got acquired, and Paolo wasn't really there to test it out. So I don't think they're ready to make that move without seeing what Paolo can really do with this team. And that's my argument against that. So what's Like, do you think the Magic deserve the next spot in this list?
I think the Heat deserve the next spot.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not on it now.
I got the Suns for the next spot, if
All right,
anything.
bucket.
The Suns to me, for them to be not even in top 10 in the West, bro, like is man. And they doubled down on a big three. I mean, but it's nothing really coming. I think Devin Booker is declining. I still think he has some time. I think he has good years left, but he's declining on that team right now. Without Kevin Durant, they can't seem to do a damn thing. I mean, like it's to the point where they started the season with Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant was in the lineup, they started the season I think 12-1, and then it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So I don't know, man. It's got to be the Suns at this point to me. It got to be.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Yeah.
All right, who's next? Next is gonna be super hard, bro. So,
Bro, the Miami Heat let go of their star player. They got a new star player.
Did we think Minnesota was gonna be this far down?
No.
I'm not mad at Minnesota being next. I'm not mad at that at all. You know, we could argue with Dante DiVincenzo not being the player we thought he was going to be for the Timberwolves. Julius Randle hasn't really been good as well. He hasn't been a nice, valuable replacement for Karl Anthony Towns. And Rudy Gobert has kind of declined a little bit in the Defensive Player of the Year race, as we saw with the last list. So there are some surprises, and they're not the top seed like we all expected to. I thought they're going to be top 5 at least start of the season, but not them being, I think, 8 seed right now.
I think they're more of a disappointment than a surprise because when you look at it,
that is a surprise. I think.
But they're no. It's a difference because the Minnesota Timberwolves, when you look at it in hindsight, are you surprised the team that asked Dante DiVincenzo to play point guard with a rookie point guard and Julius Randle with the Asian Rudy Gobert isn't as good as we thought they could? Like, it's not that much of a surprise. Dante's being played out of position. Julius Randle is Julius Randle, and they got a rookie point guard. That's what they swapped Cat for.
I'm be honest, bro. Like all these teams kind of have like similar levels. They're kind of just picking.
I think I'm just disappointed in them looking back at it. Like, you are stupid. Like, I'm not shocked. I'm just like, yo, you're dumb.
Like, yeah, they had to keep Nas Reed and stuff. So I understand.
Yeah, and you better keep him because like he seems like if Nas Reed also walks, like that's even worse. I'm disappointed. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
they're just stupid.
Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't think they were ready for the payroll that they took on. It just seems that way to me because Rudy Gobert was top 20 and highest paid players last year. And now you're coming into the more and more years down the line where you signed all these extensions and you signed all these guys. They can't keep Julius Randle. Nas Reed, they can't. Somebody else, I guess, and J-Mac. Well, you're gonna have to try to retool with them because a lot of the players that you had around them, you can't continue to have. Mike Conley is finished. He is finished, bro. Like I'm telling, he is finished. You need to try to unlock Rob Dillingham and figure out how he fits. Because you stole him in the draft. That was considered a draft steal up until Khalil Weir. And you got to figure out how to make that work. You got to figure it out.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up. So who we got as the last 3 teams?
I think it's kind of a meaningless conversation at this point.
Yeah. That's kind of saying. We may as well just wrap it up.
I'll say Memphis, Minnesota, and Orlando. That seemed right to me.
I'll probably go Minnesota. I'll probably go Raptors, Minnesota, and then I don't even know.
I guess. I mean, the Raptors. I guess if you want to say the injury part, but I'll throw the Raptors up there. I'm not too mad at that.
Yeah, Raptors, Timberwolves, Pelicans. I'll probably Pelicans just because of injuries. All the injuries happened.
So we it sounds like y'all agree with the Wolves, which I'm cool with understanding it. The Raptors, them being where they at, it's the Raptors, but the BI trade also, like what Larry said, they have a nice lineup, and it's a surprise because like what are they gonna do? Like BI is the best player on that team, so
I think
like
Scotty. I don't know. I think Scotty's still
I
the
think Bi has shown me he's
one
the
option, of course, but I think Scotty's still the best player.
I think Bi is a better playmaker.
Mm.
Bi is a better playmaker. Bi is a better shooter. Bi is a better scorer.
Yeah,
Bi is a better half court player. Scotty Barnes is a better defender, better
I
rebounder.
think the playmaking is very close enough. I think
I I don't think it's close. I think Bi is one of the most underrated playmakers in the league. The way he uses his scoring as a threat and his passing, it gets opened up off of it. Like he's a real good passer,
I like how
underrated.
he's able to kind of play multiple positions. You know, you can put him at the point guard position, put him at the five, kind of still excels in that role as well. And he has the playmaking to really upgrade his offensive abilities too. So he can hide himself on offense. So it's a debate, but onto the 10th team, I don't know, Pelicans. Yeah,
You know, it's one thing I love about the Raptors doing this though. They
but
got a Walmart KD and a Walmart Draymond. So like, if you could just get them to have good chemistry
You said a
together,
Walmart Katie and a Walmart. Who's a Walmart Draymond?
I think
Scotty.
Scotty better than
Scotty
Draymond.
Barnes is a Walmart Draymond.
Yeah, I don't know if I do that. Prime Draymond, maybe if you want to say prime Draymond.
I
Okay.
don't even hold up. Wait, hold up. I think we listen. I look. I've been wrong before, and I got to give him some grace. Scotty Barnes' game has immensely improved. His offensive game has immensely improved. Like his shot has immensely improved. His go-to moves has immensely improved. I think Scotty can definitely be the Swiss Army knife, but I think they have to find another primary scorer. I think they were looking for that in Bi. They were looking for that in really RJ, but I don't know if they believe in him that much because they bought Bi in there. And now you got Bi. Um, the most improved player on that team to me outside of Scotty, well, I ain't gonna say Scotty, but it's probably Grady. Grady is having the time of his life, bro. When a lot of those top players are on the court. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying? So I mean, because Grady, he listen, he's very confident in his shot. A lot of other things about his game is starting to come to fruition, bro. Like so, I mean, great. I mean, Toronto. Yeah, I'm cool with Toronto being up there. I thought they was gonna do some things, but they still got a pretty young team. And adding Bi just gives them something else. I mean, just a Walmart version of KD, I give you that. But Walmart version of Draymond, Draymond was never this.
I don't think Scotty Barnes is who y'all problem with to be. I don't look at him as an all star level player, really. But like I look at him as a low level all star player. Scotty Barnes is a great rebounder, great defender, great versatility, great passer. If he has people that can score, he's not someone who creates passes. He's someone who makes passes, and that's kind of what Draymond is. And the Raptors have two people who remind me of Klay Thompson. They have Jacoby Walter, who they
And
drafted this
Grady.
year. Yes, and Grady Dick. So they have a Draymond to me. They have KD to me, and Jakob Poto is the definition of Andrew Bogut. It's almost like they rebuilding the Warriors like a little bit to me, which is kind of cool. We see what they do at point guard. Maybe they can keep quickly, and he has a little bit two way on him. You know what I mean? Though you can't replicate Curry, but they've replicated the other things. So I wonder what they're gonna do, how they're gonna look next year. And I'm very interested to see what Jacoby Walter is in the draft out of Baylor. He's a legit shooter, like Klay Thompson shooter type. So RJ Barrett might be out of here. Ain't gonna lie, I don't know for what, but point guard is like the easiest position to like find. Then maybe this is a
I
trade I'm
thought quick. I strongly believe that quickly is the guy. I think quickly and RJ Barrett or quickly and Grady in the backcourt. I think that can work because like Scotty Barnes, they just got to put X's and O's together. If Scotty Barnes is the make pass player, bro, like you say he is, then that's X's and O's. Oh, don't blink now, but we just put up 76 points against the OKC Thunder in the first half. I don't know how we did it, but whatever. Um, but I think if everything is going like you said it's going, bro, like I'll be honest with you. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna come down to what system that they run, what X's and O's that they run, and what sets that they put certain guys in. You know, you got your shooter in Grady. Davion Mitchell could be a solid
He's
backup.
on Miami Heat.
Oh right. He on the Miami Heat. So who else they got on the bench?
They got a bench of O'Shea Abaje, who I love.
Abaji is cool.
Chris Boucher. Chris.
Yeah, who's solid.
Chris Boucher was solid.
They got who else?
Just to let y'all know, the only reason why we up 76-61 over the OKC Thunder in the first half is because we shot 15 for 30 for three. That's why. So, I don't know where their 3-point defense is, bro. Like, but yeah, somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's honestly it. That's only like memorable names on the bench, honestly. Chris Boucher, and then
They got Bruce still.
no, he's gone. He's in Pelicans. That was part of BI.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah,
Think about it.
yeah, that's it. That's really it. Jacoby Walker. If you want to count Jacoby Walker? That's pretty much it, though.
Like I said, bro, this is a team that is building, dude. Like I see the vision. The thing about it, they have questions nowhere else but point guard. Leaf. That's why I'm saying like their plan looks like the Knicks package. They wanna turn that into another point guard. And in this market, point guards are oversaturated. You could they have everything figured out but point guard. Like that is a very easy problem to fix. You could go hit up the Hawks about Trae Young, see if he's upset. You
I
could
don't know.
go,
I can get the Hawks, but I think you.
Well, hold on. All right. So they already got Scotty and RJ and Bi. I think they signed to a 2-year extension. If you're talking about adding Trae Young, they're cheating, bro. Like at this point, their tax bill is gonna be crazy. Like,
like giving up IQ and RJ Barrett to move like
my
that.
opinion, I feel like
I don't know. Like I'm not.
What's up, Larry?
I was gonna say I think getting Brandon Ingram maybe forces them to move off of RJ Barrett because now you kind of put him at the 6-man, which is not playing his value at the 6-man position. I think maybe you pair RJ with Emmanuel Quickly, go after a better point guard upgrade. That's probably a move they would make.
Yeah, or put RJ on the bench. RJ is a Swiss Army knife type of player too. RJ Barrett reminds me so much of Karis LeVert.
I get that, but my only issue is we kind of just named Chris Boucher and Ochai Agbaji being the only memorable names on their bench. I think you need to prioritize filling out the bench more than having RJ fill it up.
RJ is going to be the bench because the thing about it though is RJ is a good enough player to start. He's a 20-point per game starter, so that off the bench, he's going to carry that unit.
I agree, but I think they need to fill out that the rest of the roster because if someone gets injured, RJ Barrett's going to have to start, and then now they really have no bench at all.
RJ Barrett's going to start at a position that they're stacked at, though. Like, the thing is, they're going to have Jacoby Walter also. RJ Barrett's going to come in and play the 1. RJ Barrett's another one of those guys. He could play point guard. RJ Barrett could play point, the 2, and the 3. So, like, he's going to be able to play next to anyone.
I'm just not a fan of having that impactful of a 6-man on the roster. I need to focus on filling it out more before you get that star 6-man role. That's all. That's my opinion.
You could have it though when you have 2 shooting guards that should start over him on rookie deals. I think Jacoby Walter should even start over RJ.
Yeah, but the backup point guard being Jamal Sheed, I think you just need to prioritize.
Yeah.
So basically, y'all don't think Quickly is the guy.
No.
I think he could be a guy, but like
in terms of somebody that could give you a good amount of transition scoring and 3-point scoring, and then you already have your passers at the wings. You have good passers at the wings in other positions. I think it can work in terms of where they're going, but I think they eventually they may have to upgrade, but I think it could work for now.
It could. It could.
Yeah, it could work for now, but I don't agree with having RJ Barrett being on the bench, filling up all the cap on the bench, especially with Jamal Sheed being the backup to Emmanuel quickly.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
could. I could.
Yeah, I
Jamal,
can't
bro,
argue. I can't argue that. I can't argue there.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. Did they got their draft pick this year, Larry?
let me check in one moment.
Hold on. Let me go on Tankathon real quick. If they got their draft pick this
Yes,
year,
yes, they do.
all right. So if they got their draft pick this year, Larry, nah, I'm gonna disagree. Then they'll yeah, they got a top. They have a top Larry. They're gonna have a top 10 pick.
I
Yeah,
so
they'll be all right.
uh,
And bro, leave. Listen to that package. Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, a top 10 pick. I want the best point guard on the market. And then you're gonna have whoever the best point guard on the market, Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. You have the scoring, you have the defense, you have the spacing, and it depends who that point guard is. Maybe what if the point guard turns out to be like Fred VanVleet back? You know, like
No, no,
then that's
no,
it.
no,
But
no,
if they
no.
what if they get Tyrese Maxey? He asked out of Philly.
I like the draft take.
But what if Joel Embiid says he wants out, Paul George gets traded, and Tyrese Maxey says y'all build around Jared McCain?
And listen, at that point, man, they might as well break the whole thing up and trade Jared McCain while they at it, man. So I mean, but
Jared
So at
McCain.
that point, bro, you gotta go back to Jerry or something. You gotta go
mm,
back to Jerry.
no. I put it to you like this: Tyrese Maxey don't sound bad down the line. Trey Young don't sound bad down the line. A
Anthony
lot of
Simons, how does he sound?
point guards don't sound bad down the line, but I still think that quickly can work for the moment. Give them like you
Yeah,
already signed them for like the thing is when you sign those restricted rookie extensions, them shit those are the players that bro that make a break in terms of what how much money they're getting and how much money that they're gonna hurt
yeah,
for their team down the line. I
yeah.
agree with that, but at the same time, given those when you give a restricted deal a chance like Toronto did and put him straight as your starting point, the second that they got him, boom, starting point guard. You're
Yeah.
starting for us. You're our guy. Let's see how far this goes. It's only been 2 years. It's only been 2 years. The team has been hurt. The team has faced injury issues. Let's see how they do when they finally start to fill out and they finally start to get certain things together. I think they got an interesting coach in Darko. I want to see what type of X's and O's and stuff that he implements for this team. And going forward, I want to see how far Scotty Barnes could implement his game. He's got a good level of two-way prowess. Could do a little bit of everything. I think he's more elite at defense than anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think for this team, let's see how far they go with this group. Let's see what they could fill out with this group. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm thinking
It's Toronto, bro. Like we talking about them getting Trey Young and all these other dudes. Like,
I
come
mean,
on, bro.
yeah, point guard wise, like availability right now, best realistic options, I would probably say DeJounte Murray and Anthony Simons, probably most realistic. If they want to trade for Reed Shepard, hopefully maybe he is that guy for them. If he gets playing time, that's a risk that they can take. LaMelo Ball, there's rumors of him being on the market. Not too sure about that. But that would be like the best case scenario. But that's really all the names I can really think of if that can go to that team. So
Yeah. Looking at names, that's
actually, if Chicago's willing to Kobe White, that'd probably be the best case.
But like at that point, you just keep him in.
Chicago been wasting Kobe White away just like we've been wasting Cam Thomas away.
At that point, you just keep Quickly though. I think Quickly.
Yeah, just keep Quickly.
What the Raptors should do is, unless there is a all-star point guard, keep Quickly. But if you could get a star level player at that position, package him.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. Y'all, we seem like we about to wrap the episode up. Let's get these last shorts up out of here and we done. Um, Larry, can you rank me the? Oh, hold on. Let me.
We
Oh,
should have named this list the most improved list, bro. Like that's what we should have
Yeah,
did.
should be something more standard, more.
Oh, yeah, because we did disappointment and then last week, and I was thinking
we
more of the
should have.
line.
Yeah, most improved teams. That you see when we did the surprises, that's what made the list vary so much. Yeah. But
Yeah,
Right.
at the same time, though, improve. You can just look at records and know who improved the most. I like the fact we did surprises. You can just look at record and tell who
I
improved.
mean, but I mean, the way that we look at basketball, bro, I don't think we can do that between
Yeah,
us
I
three,
get
bro. Like, I think we're gonna look at more of like what team structure, or how they playing better, what rankings
yeah,
they are, things
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, what should we do next week?
Next week, did we do rookie of the year or MVP? I
We're,
don't
we're, we're
rookie
gonna
of the
start
year.
doing. Yeah, we're gonna start doing one of those every week. With like, what should the main topic be?
The main topic should be
We'll just find out when we find out.
the top 5 contenders of the of
Ooh,
top 10 championship contenders this year.
rank it. All right, all right. We're gonna be ranking the contenders on the tier list.
Yes.
Okay. Nah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. And then maybe we could yeah. And then around the time. All right, bet.
cool. Yeah, I forgot. My computer next week. I'm gonna be in Hawaii, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot. Yeah.
How long you out for?
No, it's 1 week. So
Okay.
spring break.
Are you available any other days?
Nah.
Nah, yeah.
My day's gonna be mixed up, but I'm gonna still be available around the phone. I'm gonna still be around the phone. I'm gonna still be able to pull over, do stuff, and like just get into the conversation a little bit. But
Yeah.
I'm like in terms of my home hours is about to change because the weather's starting to get warm, and I need to get back out. You know what I'm saying? So I need to figure out my money situation somehow, some way, bro. I don't know if y'all watching this. We up by 15 on OKC coming
Yeah.
into the third quarter.
That's tough. Leave. Would you be able to record on Mondays for the NFL?
Mondays for the NFL. Damn. Mondays. Nah, I can't do Mondays.
Yeah,
I can't do
cool.
Mondays.
Yeah.
Monday I'm gonna be in Monday. Monday I'm gonna be in Midtown. I gotta keep going to this I gotta keep going to this damn building and try to revert or switch all my licenses and stuff. Cause I'm gonna be there going there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Money Monday, bro. Money Monday, bro. I get it. Money Monday.
Yeah. That's, I gotta spend more money than I make, if anything, cause they looking for like whole bunch of stuff, like redo car insurance, all types of stuff. So
Yeah. Let's get these shorts up out of here, and that'll be it for us. Larry, can you rank the top or Larry? Can you rank the 5 biggest surprises of the 2025 NBA season?
Number 5, I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 4, gonna go with Houston Rockets. Number 3, gonna go with the Detroit Pistons. 2, Philadelphia. Number 1, Dallas Mavericks.
All right. Leave. Can you rank me the top 5 most surprising teams of the 2025 NBA season?
number 5, I'm going to go with the Memphis Grizzlies. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Detroit Pistons. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Houston Rockets. Number 2, I'm going to go with the number 2. Who I got at number 2? Number 2, I'm gonna go with the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm gonna go number 1. I'm gonna go with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay. And Larry, you can ask me.
Yeah. Who's your top 5 most surprising teams this NBA season?
Number 5, I got. Ooh, hold on. Let me start from 1. Number 1, I got the Philadelphia 76ers. Number 2 is the Detroit Pistons. Number 3 is the LA Clippers. Number 4 is the Houston Rockets. And number 5 is the Miami Heat. Last thing, Leaf. I got a would you rather for you. Now there was a player I wanted to ask you the way you was talking about them. Who was you just talking about? It was the Raptors Cleveland. It was a Raptors or Cleveland player. Oh man, you said something that I thought was a hot take. Bro, what was the conversation we was just having? Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett. Okay, Emmanuel quickly. Leaf, you here? Leaf not here. All right, bet. So we just want to end the episode. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a nice day and God bless.